Welcome to another First Impressions review of the Dream Eaters box from the Arkham card game on Optimal Play. Steven, the week is flying by, wouldn't you say?
You know, it gets a little boring during the day, when you're away and I'm locked here just waiting to review cards at night.
I got things to do, okay? But I thank you for your sacrifice. Your mini
You could buy some more solo games, okay?
Yeah, there's a solo game back there. You're good. Anyway, we are up to Mystic. And that means we're diving into, I think, the first investigator that was previewed with the announcement of Dream Eaters. So I actually remember this one pretty well. Luke Robinson. Fittingly enough, he's the Dreamer. He's got a stat line of 4 willpower, 3 intellect, 2 combat, 3 agility. He's a Dreamer, a Drifter, and a Wayfarer. I'm wondering, was Ashcan Pete a Drifter? Do we actually have multiple Drifters treated?
Yeah, I feel like he was.
Yeah.
He certainly should have been.
I feel like Drifter meant something different with him, but anyway. You begin the game with Gatebox in play. So it's not a permanent, you just begin with it in play. And you may play one event each turn as if you were at a connecting location and engaged with each enemy at that location. As an Elder Sign effect, +1, place 1 charge on Gatebox. The key to the dreamlands lies within us all. We can all go to sleep. And he's got a stat line, or a horror insanity line of 5 and 9. His ability seems great. Seems awesome.
Yeah, so one question is, do you think that your own location is a connecting location?
Why does it matter?
So let's say an enemy is engaged with you, and I want to play Storm of Spirits on it. Mm-hmm. Can I consider it to be engaged with me so that if I miss, I don't hit you?
Oh, I see what you're at. Oh, that's a niche situation, but a good question. I don't know the answer to that, actually.
'Cause I think that would definitely make him a little bit better if he also had that. But I think it's pretty good regardless.
Yeah. I don't know how many times that.
Okay, no, I can see combat spells.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, there's not that many combat spells, but
well, maybe there'll be more to support him. He's clearly the event mystic.
That is true. Okay, his deck building. He's a Mystic Seeker, deck size 30. He can play Mystic cards level 0 through 5, Seeker cards level 0 through 2, and neutral cards level 0 through 5. And he plays the Gatebox detached from reality and 1 random basic weakness. Cheers. Okay, so he's the anti-Daisy.
Yeah, he's also further continuing the theme of Marie being extra, that she doesn't count as the Mystic Seeker.
Oh yeah. That's right. I forget her exact deck building rules.
She can take 5 Seeker or Survivor, but you...
Oh, yeah, okay.
I feel like you tend to take Seeker because she does have 4 intellect.
Right. And this is the second one in this box that has come back to these kind of basic core set style deck building along with Tommy. So, it's nice. It's always refreshing because it's just easy to remember. Easy to deck build around. I'm kind of a fan. Any thoughts on Luke before? We pretty much just need to look at Gatebox, right? All right. Why don't you give us Gatebox?
All right. Gatebox, as you call it, is a 3-cost asset, subtitled Worlds Within Worlds. It's an item and a relic. So you could use Ellie to search it out. Although you start with it in play. So. But if you have to shuffle it back into your deck for some reason, it's got...
Worth putting Ellie in for, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's got 3 charges. And as a fast action, exhaust Gatebox and spend a charge, disengage from each enemy engaged with you, search your bonded cards from Dreamgate Wondrous Journey, put it into play, and move to it.
Okay. I mean, sure. This is kind of like Luke himself. I feel like we need to keep reading, right?
Yeah.
So, Dreamgate Wondrous Journey is a location. I guess it had to be in order to move to it, but it's bonded with Gatebox. It says that Dreamgate is connected to each other revealed location and vice versa. Enemies and investigators other than Luke Robinson cannot enter Dreamgate. Forced at the end of the investigation phase, set Dreamgate aside out of play If Luke Robinson is here, move him to any revealed location. That seems great. So you can spend one of the 3 charges from this gate box to move there for free.
So yeah,
as a free action.
You can basically move to Dreamgate, play events on any location in play. They'll only play one event on any location in play. And then at the end of the turn, you're wherever you want. So
it's a limit of 3 times during the game, but it's a pretty good effect.
Yeah.
3 times.
No, definitely. No complaint. Like, Drawn to the Flame on a 2-clue location anywhere. You never have to go there. I mean, you have to reveal it to get the clues, but, you know.
I wonder... I think I might have even skipped over this when I was reading the card, but it's a Dreamlands traded. Do you think that the Dream Eaters campaign might actually play with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone at a Dreamlands location suffers this effect, or Dreamlands locations gain clues.
It could, yeah.
I would almost be surprised if it doesn't. Huh. Okay.
Also, really interesting. So enemies cannot enter Dreamgate, but it's connected to each other location. So if you play Drawn to the Flame here and get 2 clues from a connecting location, and you draw a monster, it's just like a free Drawn to the Flame, I guess?
Drawn to the Flame doesn't get them from a connecting location. Oh, Booth, Luke. I already forgot what Luke does.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Isn't that just like free?
So you're saying you draw an enemy as your encounter card, it just evaporates?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like, it would maybe even...
Is an enemy spawning the same thing? Is it entering?
I think so. I don't think an enemy can spawn in a place. Because it also... If there was some way to get enemies here, then they would have some explanation of what happens to the enemies at the end of the turn.
An enemy, I think, can spawn in a barricaded location, but I can't remember the wording. And maybe barricade says enemies cannot move in rather than enemies cannot enter.
Yeah, I think probably.
Hmm.
Because they would have to have some explanation for what happens to the enemies. Otherwise.
Huh. Yeah. I don't know. I could see it going either way. Either you do just draw that enemy, or it's evaporated, and I don't know which it is. I hope for Luke's sake that it's the freebie.
It's like almost worth playing Scrying just to put enemies on top of your deck before you draw into the flame.
If that works, you're right. He might be the first one to play Scrying. Because Mandy can't even play it, huh? But if he's on a team with Mandy, Scrying is better.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was a great point. So we had talked about combat events, but Drawn to the Flame is another great event, or an example of an event that is awesome for Luke, because discovering 2 clues at a connecting location is super strong.
Definitely.
What else? Now I'm racking my brain. Like, what else?
So
other than combat and now clues, is there anything else that you'd really want to do from a connecting location?
There's a few evasion events.
Yeah.
So blinding light. Although you have to be engaged. Oh, but it counts as engaged. Yeah. So the fact that you count as engaged is super important for blinding light and banish.
Yeah.
Which are the 2 main evade events. So yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, they just released Storm of Spirits 3 in Return to Carcosa.
Oh yeah.
So I think definitely if you're playing Luke, you probably want to pick up that return box.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And yeah, hopefully they release even more events in this cycle.
Neat. Okay, want to give us Detached from Reality?
Sure. So Revelation. If Dreamgate Wondrous Journey is already in play, flip it over. Otherwise, search your bonded cards for Dreamgate Pointless Reality, put it into play. In either case, disengage from each enemy engage with you and move to Dreamgate.
All right, so we've only read one half of Dreamgate. It's got another side to it with the same art, but a lot higher shroud. That says, so this is wild, because the 2 sides of this one card are bonded to 2 different things.
Yeah.
All right. So it says enemies and investigators other than Luke Robinson cannot enter Dreamgate. And as a reaction, after you successfully investigate Dreamgate, flip it, but it has that 6 shroud. Forced at the end of the investigation phase, set Dreamgate aside, out of play. If Luke Robinson is here, move him to any revealed location, and he takes 2 horror. Okay. So this is basically, whereas he's a dreamer, this is his nightmare. Right?
Yep. Doesn't seem that bad to me.
Not really. Like, worst case scenario, you take 2 horror?
I mean, the worst case scenario is that your allies are really depending on you to like help them with a bunch of enemies, and you're like out of the mix for a turn.
Because it's not considered connected to every location like
Yeah.
Dreamgate was.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay. So it's a turn of like isolation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you know, as long as your allies are kind of prepared for that because they know you haven't drawn your weakness yet, it doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, and a lot of the things you would like to do from there, like you mentioned, Drawn to the Flame, like maybe can wait. Storm of Spirits maybe cannot wait. But yeah, okay. That's cool. That's cool that we're using the double-sided location. And I wish the art changed at all. I don't think it does. But it's still pretty cool that there's like a dream version and a nightmare, or pointless reality. I guess it's more like a low morale version. But
Yeah, that is a good point. Pointless reality could be a lot more ominous or drab. It's kind of weird that it's still a bright forest, but oh well.
The upgrades, the multi-class cards last cycle spoiled me. I'm
Yeah.
like, anytime that there's an opportunity to have like subtly different art for a cool effect and they don't take it, I'm disappointed.
It was also, I think, the first time that an agenda had different art. Like when I think it was the second scenario when it became haunted, the art changed.
That's right. Yeah, that was very cool. Wait, agenda?
Or acts, one of them.
Because the agendas were always the tarot art.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, any other thoughts on Luke before we move on to the other Mystic cards? I'm guessing they are Mystic events. That seems to be his thing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems strong-ish, but could get way stronger with some more events.
Well, then why don't you tell us about Stargazing?
Sure, so it's a 0-cost 1 XP event with a wild icon. It's an insight and augury. Max twice per game. Play only if there are 10 or more cards in the encounter deck. Search your bonded cards for 1 copies of the Stars Are Right and shuffle it into the top 10 cards of the encounter deck.
Yeah, so when sorting these cards, doing my best not to look at the ones I haven't seen, but sorting these cards for us to have them in front of us on this review, I got real thrown off by the fact that there were mystic purple cards with the encounter card back in with the other encounter cards. Kind of like how Lita is hard to find in the core set for a lot of people.
Yeah.
These would have been a little hard to find in this box because they're with the cards printed with the encounter back. Okay, so all that this does is it shuffles something into the encounter deck. Should we take a look at the something?
Yeah.
It is the event The Stars Are Right, which is bonded to Stargazing and is an augury. Revelation, remove the Stars Are Right from the game. Choose an investigator. That investigator draws 1 card, gains 1 resource, and may take an immediate action as if it were their turn. This action does not count towards the number of actions the investigator can take each turn. Okay, so Stargazing, I think the biggest effect here, and I'm going back and forth to double check this is the case, is that this replaces an encounter card.
Yeah, so it's a unpredictable cancel, but
right.
unlike, like, say, Word of Protection, where it costs you a resource and a horror, this one gives you cards, resources, and actions, so...
Yeah, so the benefits, gaining an action at an unpredictable time is not that strong, I don't feel like. Gaining a card and a resource is probably good.
Yeah.
But those things don't seem worth playing this card for, worth the deck slot. It's the fact that it, like you said, is in a way a cancel. It's equivalent to a cancel and shuffle that card back in the encounter deck, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take a card out of like circulation.
And there's no Diana synergy.
True.
So, but it's super cool.
Yeah, and kind of no Luke synergy either, right? It doesn't interact with his ability to play it as if he's at a connecting location.
Yeah.
So it's not really a Luke card per se, but man, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got some practicality issues. You need to have extra sleeves matching the encounter deck, right?
True, yeah.
You know, you can't throw this into a deck and go to a game store when someone else is providing the encounter deck. Unless they have some extra sleeves. But, cool. I guess it just seems... what do you even say about it? It's just kind of cool and good.
Yeah, well, what's interesting to me about it is that they clearly were already prepared for the Divermus Mysteries synergy because of the fact they put it max twice per game. So, because normally there's 2 cards, there's 2 copies, you wouldn't even need to put max twice per game because it would be very rare to play your 2 copies more than twice per game. But they clearly thought it was too strong to be able to put 2 copies in your deck and then play each of them twice with Divermus.
Yeah, not only that, but it would have issues of, well, what do you do if both the copies in your collection of the stars are already shuffled in?
True. Yep, that also.
I almost think that's the bigger reason.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I'm playing a Divermus Daisy right now, and this definitely goes right in.
Sure.
Probably just has 1 copy that I'll try to use twice.
So that raises the question for me, how does bonded work? If you only have 1 copy of this, how many copies do you have in your bonded pool?
I think you still have 2. Because, we have to reread the rules on bonded, but I don't think...
Because it doesn't say search your collection, it says search your bonded cards.
Sure, but there's nothing in any of these cards that say, put 1 copy of this bonded card or put 3 copies of this bonded card into your bonded cards. So
that's what I'm wondering, though, is does the definition of bonded say relate to the number of copies that a card calls for?
Well, because sometimes it's a 1-to-3 ratio, sometimes it's a 3-to-1 ratio, sometimes it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So.
It's kind of never come up because I think most of the cards with 3 copies of a bonded card are limit 1 per deck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I will have to reread that, but hopefully it works and you can run 1 copy. Run 1 copy and get some hijinks in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will.
1 card left. Why don't you give us Open Gates?
All right. Ooh, this sounds like a Luke signature, but
it sure does.
Actually not. So it's a 1-cost event, will and agility icons. It's a spell, myriad and fast. Play only during your turn. Attached to your location. Group limit 3 in play. Mm-hmm. Investigators may move between any 2 locations with an attached open gate, as if the location were connected.
Oh wow! It's a different flavor of shortcut, right? It sits on the map, providing an ongoing mobility effect, but it creates connections. This is real hard to process.
So the way it would work, let's say Luke is in... first of all, one of them is not worth anything.
Right. Yeah, you would never put 1 copy in your deck.
So Luke could put 1 out on his starting location, then go
or any connected location because he's Luke.
Sure, yeah. But I'm thinking best case scenario. Let's say that you wanted to move across the map. You put 1 out in your starting location. You go to your your dream gate. Mm-hmm. Then you put 1 out on the other side of the map, and then everyone else could then move to the other side of the map for 1 action.
Wow, so Luke's ability does not even require that the location he's considering himself to be at is revealed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow, so this really can set up your whole party to just hop across the map. That feels, I was going to say that feels like it's going to break scenarios, but maybe I'm thinking of where doom awaits and those kinds of things where the progress is the flow, but I guess you still get blocked by text that says you can't enter.
Yeah, so where doom awaits and Essex have text about being able to enter, but Dim Carcosa would be a great one where it's kind of long and there's nothing preventing you from going to the other side. It's just that it just takes a while.
Right. Huh. Man, wow. This, more than any class we've looked at yet, this is breaking my brain in half. Open Gate is going to be very scenario specific, or not. Its value is going to vary hugely based on by the scenario, right? Small maps, it's hardly worth the actions you're going to play and the resources you're going to pay. Larger maps is going to be crazy, and especially if you can draw it early in the game. And again, gets just way better in multiplayer, right? Because Luke barely even needs this.
Yeah, I would agree. Solo Luke, I don't think it's worth playing.
Yeah, but the more players you have that can take advantage of this, the better, the more efficiency it's generating.
One question. So it's 0 XP. Does this take up 3 Dunwich slots?
Gotta think yes.
Yeah.
I don't think Myriad is an exception to that.
That makes sense. So probably not worth it for any Dunwich, but if for some reason you really need a mobility.
That's a good question. And it takes up 3 even like Carolyn slots, which those are
Carolyn would
those
be
are high demand.
So Daisy could take it. Trying to think who else. It's kind of anti-synergistic with Marie because it's a fast spell, so like Doom doesn't help you. I mean, you still could take it, but
Safina's got a great chance of having them early game.
Oh yes, that's Safina could really set this up. Definitely, especially if you're playing with Taboo and you're not starting with Elusive. Like, at the very least, when you're 0 XP, you should definitely have 3 of these, and like maybe you upgrade it to Elusive later. But
this is I guess Rogues in particular. Adaptable helps with this, but level 0 Myriad cards are a little awkward to upgrade out of, because you almost have to make 3 simultaneous upgrades, or else you just have dead cards in your deck.
That's true. You certainly don't leave like one open gate.
Yeah, not if you can avoid it. I mean, it has icons, so it's not a dead card, but you're not going to play it either.
Yeah.
Weird. All right.
Well, you could upgrade it for an XP Myriad card.
True.
Like Safina could upgrade this into Easy Mark.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, except Safina's the one who probably always wants this, but yeah. You're right. The upgrade path to just Myriad to Myriad just always have 3 slots of your deck be something. Very cool. Final thoughts on purple?
These are pretty neat cards. I think I will definitely try all of them.
I think we were actually talking about this between while the cameras were off, but I'm really impressed with the way this box is bringing weird new investigator concepts and really interesting new gameplay and kind of puzzles to solve without being over the top complicated. It's not like Joe or Preston or Calvin or these ones that are just like you would never hand that to a new player, and even experienced players are like questioning sometimes whether it's worth all the effort and all the mental capacity that takes. Mandy, Tony, and now Luke all do really interesting things without being like overbearingly complicated, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think my first reaction to Circle Undone with a couple of them was kind of like, oh, that's weird. I don't know if I really like that. I ended up really liking Circle Undone Investigators, and they're probably my favorite batch. So yeah, we'll see kind of as I get to play these, like, do I end up thinking like, oh, are they a little plain compared to Circle Undone? Or like, oh, these are actually really cool. So I think right now I'm positive, but not as positive as I eventually became about Circle Undone Investigators.
So what you're saying is time will tell. Classic, conclusive, hot take. We'll see.
These cards suck. You are a terrible person if you like them. Is that better?
That's more like it. That's the optimal play way.
Yes.
Just insult everyone who enjoys things.
Yes. Don't enjoy anything unless we tell you to.
Right. Oh yeah. If we say it's okay, you can. But to date, we never have. On that note, we will be back tomorrow with the Survivor cards, and we have just one day left after that with Basic Neutral. So we're getting there. You're almost free.
Thank God.
Until tomorrow, thanks for watching. Be optimal.